Is it March 28th already? 60 gang. This is your boy Duck coming to you live this morning. And I'm in Kennesaw. Shout out to 60 gang members in Kennesaw, Georgia. We are headed to Conyers, Georgia. 639 Huntington Lane. We got to call 60 gang, 50 gang because she just called me right in the middle of a conversation. But she ain't got nothing better to do, so she has to bother me. Frederick Coleman, donate. Gotta give a nigga a tip. Black folks don't like tips.
Calling. Check out empty phone.
Man,
Please hold while I try to connect you.
People. They don't even pay me. They just so busy just getting their shit paid for. What's up, baby? You called me in the middle of a conversation.
Oh, yeah?
What's going on with you today? Tell 60 gang what's happening. How you feeling?
Nothing. I was just letting you know I'm getting home early, okay?
Okay, so we going to the park?
Yeah.
We riding bikes or we walking?
Yeah.
Which one?
We can ride our bikes. You want to ride the bikes? We can ride.
I want to race.
I'm sorry?
I want to race.
You want to race?
I want to see if my bike faster than yours.
You ain't ready. You ain't ready for that type of life.
Look at the pictures I sent to you in your cell phone.
Okay.
It's like, this don't make no sense to live in a $800,000 house. Why did you put niggas in an $800,000 house?
What's wrong with that? And don't call black people that. That's so disrespectful.
Yes, I said, the door said, what you want? I put my mask on. I said, I'm coming to get the money, and that's it. And I put my gloves on.
So
I put
who
my
said
mask
what?
on. The house. I opened the door. The house said, what you want? Funky ass house.
Wow.
Oh my God. They so nasty. And that's just some of the pictures. I didn't want them to see me taking pictures of their nasty ass house. I didn't want them to hear the clicking noise.
So you took something on the love.
You see them pictures? You see them?
Not yet. I haven't.
They can at least goddamn pick up the clothes. And I saw ants in the laundry room. The washing machine was brand new and filthy. It's one of those I was trying to get your daughter to get. The standalone, stackable. And they were funky. Clothes in the tub. Toilet paper on the floor. Clothes from one end of the house to the other.
Wow.
Man,
And Nala said you did not, you didn't congratulate her on her pregnancy.
I didn't even know she's pregnant.
Did you?
Ow! Ah! Ah! Damn, that was cold. I thought my other half did for the both of us. You speak for both of us.
Remember that.
Is it a boy or a girl? Oh, it's twins. They the same sex and nobody knows that.
It's a boy and a girl, baby.
Oh, so I got to get something pink and something blue. Matching pajamas. How about that?
Right. Yep. Okay, so I gotta go. I got a patient, and I was just calling to let you know.
What time you think you're gonna get home?
Let me see.
It's almost 9 o'clock now.
Right. So, how many jobs you got today? Are you done?
So far, it's 2. I'm headed to the second
one
now. I'm headed to Conyers.
Okay, call me when you finish.
Oh, don't
Oh,
have
right
the
by the house.
kindness.
Okay.
We should just meet at Golden Corral.
All right, call me when you're done with them.
Okay.
And, I'll be leaving here at 12.
Okay, babe.
Okay. All
Yeah,
right.
bye.
Bye. No, you will.
Your funky ass. All right, let me let you guys look at Georgia to Conyers.
So this video is only for my
lost his mind. Something snapped. He believes that Republicans are in free fall and Democrats are united. Don't believe me? Hear it for yourself.
Republicans are in free fall right now.
Yeah, he got something.
House
wrong
Republicans are fighting with Senate Republicans. Senate Republicans are fighting with House Republicans. House Republicans are fighting with each other.
Yeah,
and then you've got Republicans in both the House and the Senate who don't know whether they should follow orders from Donald Trump or Elon Musk.
He or MK.
So the whole situation is chaotic and confusing, but it all relates to a corrupt Ponzi scheme that they are trying to jam down the throats of the American people.
speak to this.
So clearly, Hakeem Jeffries is living on a different planet than everyone else, because if he wants us to believe that the Democratic Party are doing just fine, he's got to give me a break on that, because I just don't see it, and I'm sure you don't either.
I don't see
and
it.
Here's the other thing. It's Democrats that are fighting each other. That's why you keep having to answer these questions about whether or not AOC is going to replace Chuck Schumer, right? I mean, that's what he faces every single day. Now let's hear from a Democrat who's willing to tell the truth about the party. Take a look.
Can the Democrat establishment fight a rear guard action against their base and take on Donald Trump at the same time?
No, but
Without a media that usually carries their water?
Nope.
no, I mean, and I think this is the thing. Our establishment has no power, and it's becoming clearer and clearer these days. And so I think you will see the change come from the bottom up. I think you will see people defeated. And look, right now we have no agenda, but I think you will get new energy, new candidates, and then we will get an agenda.
You see, Democrats, it's not hard to tell the truth about your own part. See, Democrats, it's not hard to tell the truth about your own party. I mean, when you got Republicans describing your problems better than you can yourself, you know you're in trouble. That's why House Minority Leader is going to try to spin this every single day about what is really happening. And here's just a latest example of that, where he doesn't even condemn what Jasmine Crockett said. He just tells everybody that the statement speaks for itself.
Have you spoken with Congresswoman Crockett regarding her comments towards Governor Abbott, and how are comments like that affecting the party's brand?
I have not had a conversation with Jasmine. I did see that she issued a statement clarifying her remarks, and her statement speaks for itself.
Well, he's right. The statement does speak for itself. But you know what else speaks volumes? The 27% approval rating for congressional Democrats. That, ladies and gentlemen, is what we call facts. Now, what's interesting is not only did he refuse to condemn Jasmine Crockett's insult to the governor, but Nancy Pelosi also refused to condemn the violent attacks against Tesla.
Mr. Leader, what do you think about the attacks on Tesla, all the violence at the dealerships and the products? What's your take on it? Do you denounce the violence? Speaker Pelosi, can you tell us what you think about what's happening with the Tesla products, the violence at the dealerships? What's your take on the situation?
I'm so sorry, I'm a little bit late here right now.
Now, that is the shining example of the Democratic Party today.
They don't want to talk about
Disconnected,
the issues.
confused, drowning in hypocrisy, and the refusal to have just a little bit of humility. Now, here's what Elon Musk said in his interview last night with Bret Baier about these attacks.
You know, there's now been these many cases of violence and vandalism at Tesla dealerships. How does that affect your employees, your customers? What does it mean to you? Like, how have you taken that in?
Well, I think a great wrong is being done to the people of Tesla and to our customers. I mean, Tesla is a peaceful company that has made great cars, great products. That's all it's done. Hasn't harmed anyone. And yet people are committing violence. They're firebombing Tesla dealerships. They're shooting guns into stores. They're threatening people. They're issuing death threats against me and other Tesla personnel. What are they doing this for? Why? And what's happening, it seems to me, is they're being fed propaganda by the far left. And they believe it. It's really unfortunate. The real problem is not the people. It's not like the crazy guy that firebombs a Tesla dealership. It's the people pushing the propaganda that caused that guy to do it. Those are the real villains here, and we're going to go after them. And the president's made it clear we're going to go after them. The ones providing the money, the ones pushing the lies and propaganda, we're going after them.
I've been screaming that since day one. There's a mental health crisis on the left. And you know what happened? Their leadership did it to them. See, when every day you wake up and you keep telling people Elon Musk is Hitler, he's a threat to democracy, he's going to end the Constitution, Elon Musk is taking benefits away from your grandparents, and then they see that their leaders haven't done anything about it, what do you think they're going to do in the end? They're going to take matters into their own hands. They're going to get violent. That's exactly what's happened. Now, speaking of that violence, the Las Vegas Sheriff's Department finally caught the perp who set 5 Teslas on fire.
Preliminary assessment of the suspect's social media activity indicates some very loose but self-proclaimed ties to the Communist Party USA social media group, as well as social media groups called Revolutionary Communist International, Hidden Palestine, Palestine Action, and a variety of other social media groups. That is part of our investigation, is to dig further into it and to be able to determine additional motive and other potential concerns. For now, at this point in time, he was charged with numerous felonies to include 3 counts of arson, 3rd degree, 3 counts of unlawful possession of explosive or incendiary device, 4 counts of destroying property, and 5 counts of discharging a firearm into a vehicle or structure.
Now, the irony here, and I believe it's actually frightening, is that Democrats are not condemning the violence against Tesla. You're talking about batteries being blown up, vehicles exploding, bullet holes in these vehicles. Somebody could get killed. But you know what they are all up in arms about? You know what they are condemning? Pete Hegseth. They keep demanding his resignation.
That's why I called for the Secretary of Defense's resignation. And if he doesn't resign, I think the president is in his rights and should, fire him, dismiss him. When he was nominated for this position and went through the confirmation process, I sit on the Armed Services Committee. Very quickly, it became clear to me that he was not qualified for this. And we're about 60-something days into this administration. And when you put unqualified people in really hard jobs, you get a really bad outcome. And that's what we saw this week.
Yeah, so Mark Kelly, where were we at the past 4 years? Where we had an incompetent president, a lot of mass invasion into this country, also had 13 service members killed under his watch. I didn't hear you screaming then for anybody's resignation. But of course, this is who Democrats are. We've been saying it throughout the video. They are out of touch. They are dripping, as a matter of fact, drowning in hypocrisy. And that's exactly what you saw there. But he's not the only one. Listen to this.
We're in the middle of a fight right now as it relates to Pete Hegseth. He needs to resign or be fired by Donald Trump. We've made that clear across the caucus. And Democrats, I think, showed fight in the Senate hearing on Tuesday and in the House hearing on Wednesday. Our veterans have stood up to push back against this stunning national security breach. That's a fight that we're in right now. Are we on the sidelines? Yep. Have we been silent about this scandal?
Well, I've told you guys, this is no scandal. Was this a clear mistake? Absolutely. Is Mike Waltz's credibility now in question? Absolutely. Pete Hegseth had double check, triple check to make sure who was in the chat group was all good to go? Absolutely. But that doesn't mean this is a scandal. 13 service members losing their lives. That's a scandal. Joe Biden's mental acuity or decline. That's a scandal. However, Democrats don't see it that way. Now, here's Scott Jennings really setting the record straight about all this. Take a look.
I think Republicans aren't interested in any lectures on accountability in the military after the Biden administration. I mean, the bar for getting rid of a Secretary of Defense is apparently pretty high. You can get 13 people killed and go AWOL and not tell the commander in chief, and that's not a fireable offense.
I'm sorry.
He did have to testify. Lloyd Austin had to testify.
And guess what?
And every one of them testified.
But who is running the House and Senate?
By the way, every single one of them testified. When is he testifying?
I don't know. You want to do it tonight? I mean,
Sure.
I'm sure he will. I'm sure he will.
And
he will answer
during
questions.
his budget.
And you know, he's a Senate confirmed cabinet officer, so he will go to Congress and he will answer questions. But these lectures about accountability and national security after letting 10 million people into the country who raped and murdered and committed violent acts and no remorse or accountability.
What are you talking
no
about?
more lectures.
No
more lectures about national.
Well, you can't tell Democrats that because that's all they do is lecture people, right? They think they know better. They're the ones with the fancy degrees, and they think they're smarter than everyone else. But the election has proven otherwise. Now, of course, you can't explain that to people at MSDNC because they've been spending their time saying this.
And so now that we have elected an incompetent buffoon who has only hired incompetent buffoons, it is not surprising that our government now looks buffoonish. And that is on us, that is on voters, that is on not just the people who voted for Trump, all the people who stayed home and decided that it would be okay for this country to embarrass itself like this, which is exactly what's happening.
I wonder, does he leave any room for the possibility that he's the reason why Donald Trump has been elected? Because he just is not reading the room. He lives on a different planet. I mean, common sense is common sense, and you either got it or you don't. And clearly, people at MSDNC, it's like they've never even heard of that word. Now, he wasn't the only unhinged Democrat to put his foot in his mouth. Here's Tim Walz literally doing that on stage.
Our strength is our diversity. We've been talking about this for years as a country of immigrants, and we let them define the issue on immigration. We let them define the issue on DEI, and we let them define what woke is. We got ourselves in this mess because we weren't bold enough to stand up and say, you damn right we're proud of these policies. We're going to put them in, and we're going to execute them.
No, you got yourself in this mess because you refuse to listen to a majority of Americans who just don't believe that Democrats represent common sense anymore. I mean, that's just the reality.
Integrity. I hope they all have seen the reports from cybersecurity experts that they've released analyses of election data out of Clark County, Nevada, that shows some pretty convincing evidence of election tampering. My biggest fear is that we're not going to make it to the midterms. So what can we do to make sure, A, that the midterms actually happen, and B, that they're free of fraud?
And there it is, another example of hypocrisy. I guess it's okay for them to deny the election results and claim fraud, but when President Trump does it, all hell breaks loose. So when you're thinking about fraud, you got to listen to this next clip, because the Doge engineer during his interview with Bret Baier last night exposed that 40% of the phone calls to Social Security are from fraudsters.
One of the first things we learned is that they get phone calls every day of people trying to change direct deposit information. So when you want to change your bank account, you can call Social Security. We learned 40% of the phone calls that they get are from fraudsters.
40%?
That's right. Almost half.
Yes, and they steal people's Social Security is what happens. Is they call in, they say they claim to be a retiree, then they convince the Social Security person on the phone to change where the money's flowing. It actually goes to some fraudster. This is happening all day, every day, and then somebody doesn't receive their Social Security. It's because of all the fraud loopholes in the Social Security system.
But according to Democrats, that's not what's happening. Social Security is one of the most efficient programs out there. And what Elon Musk is doing is really trying to end Social Security and make it private.
In fact, I just tweeted something out that said that fraud, waste, and abuse is probably the biggest bipartisan thing that we have. That it's not specific to what my policies are or what my politics are. If it's being levied by the federal government, it probably is inefficient because there's no reason for it not to be.
Well, there's certain things that are not inefficient. Medicare, the Social Security,
What?
large parts of
Medicare's not inefficient. Come on, are you out of your mind? Medicare? And I'm not saying it's Medicare's fault necessarily. look around and look at the way Medicare is gamed out by the people that benefit from it, or Medicaid. I think Medicare Advantage might be one of the things that we're talking about, right, Ro?
Medicare Advantage, I agree that they have actually had higher billing for people who are not as sick.
See, this is the conversation Democrats refuse to have, and that is the fraud, waste, and abuse within the entitlement programs. When they say they don't want anybody touching it, they mean literally. They don't even care if fraud is happening, right? Don't touch it. That is their thing. All right, so I want to actually hear from you, because I think we heard enough in this video from Democrats. Do you agree with Hakeem Jeffries?
Abilities really, partying, hanging out, doing all things that, young African-American girls do. And with the lifestyle I had, I just never thought I would contract HIV. My name is Jessica Davis. I'm 30 years old and I'm HIV positive. I am from Zion, Illinois. It's about 45 minutes north of Chicago. Most people from Chicago know it because it's by Six Flags. I was born and raised there, and I graduated from high school there in 2005, and I went straight to college after high school. I went to Southern Illinois University in Edwardsville, which is in Southern Illinois.
So talk to me about what your life was like at the age of 20.
At 20, I had decided to move to Georgia. I attended SIU for like 3 years, and I had an opportunity to visit Atlanta. I stayed for like a week, and when I came back to Illinois, I decided that Illinois wasn't really where I wanted to be. So I moved back to Georgia. I had godparents there at the time. That was it. I didn't have any other like immediate family. All my family was still in Zion. Northern Illinois, however you want to say. So I moved in 2008, June of 2008. So I would have been going into like my junior year of college.
Talk to me about what made you want to make the move from Illinois to Atlanta.
I was loving the weather, first and foremost. I was kind of tired of the cold. It was a different culture being down south versus being in the Midwest. I just felt, I guess, more comfortable down there. I was offered a full-time job, and it was like my first full-time job, so I had an opportunity to make money. But I think the deciding factor was the fact that I was leaving a relationship that I was in. I was in a long-term relationship at the time, and it wasn't working out for us. And I thought that going to Georgia would, like having that space, would help us when I came back, to go to college. But the distance actually took like a worse toll on our relationship. And by the time it was time for me to go back to SIU, I just didn't want to go back. I didn't want to deal with the relationship. I didn't want to deal with, anything that had to do with him. So I just decided to stay. I met friends at my job that were attending like Clark Atlanta and Morehouse. So I used to go to the AUC, which is the Atlanta University Center. It's like all of those colleges together, and we used to go out there and just hang out and party, like every weekend. So I worked Monday through Friday, and on the weekend, it was like my fun time. I didn't have any kids, I wasn't really paying rent because I was living with family, so it was like all the money that I was making.
He believes she's hooking up with her clients behind his back.
Cause she been telling me she ain't been doing nothing, you know. I'm like,
Felicia says he knew the deal.
He knew that men were gonna be putting money, tipping me.
you know that you do more than what you tell me in the club.
Will unlocking her phone save this relationship?
You are not the type of woman that I want to be with. Did I not tell you that?
Or will a shocking secret destroy it? Plus, so what happened with this money? How did this dispute over money
He went live, called me all kind of bees and this and that.
lead to this father and son
You follow my rules. You're in my house.
not speaking to each other for 3 years?
I didn't need a reason to put you out. I could have just put you out.
Double life. On one hand, she's a wonderful girlfriend who takes care of all of his needs. On the other hand, she's a lying, deceitful, exotic dancer. Those are his words, by the way, not mine. And he fears she's doing a lot more than just dancing with other men. Felicia says he's the one who can't be trusted. Today, we're unlocking both of their phones. Everyone help me welcome Jacoby to the show. Player, I see you. How you doing, sir?
How's it going?
Good to meet you. Take a seat for me. So tell me about your relationship with Felicia.
Well, Romo, this has been one of the wildest rides I ever been on in my life. It's been a long relationship, actually, off and on. We actually started in 2007. I met her at a real hot spot out there in Dallas.
Okay.
Actually, at the time, Karomo, I had a girlfriend who had a girlfriend.
Okay.
Right? And then I met her. So
You
I
already walked out and said, hello, player. I already knew who I was dealing with right now.
Yeah, so I mean I was young then. I was in my 30s back then, so I was going hard with the women, you know, and as y'all can see, I don't have too many problems with the women. That ain't my problem. But we had a hot, steamy relationship, a threesome type relationship going on for like 6-7 months back then, right? So fast forward, we kind of fell out of touch. About 10 years go by. I done married, had kids, all that. But I'm divorcing at this time when I run back into her. This is actually around about my birthday, which is April 1st, April Fool's Day. Hey.
Okay.
I threw a party at a strip club. Actually, I had a nice young lady on my lap at the time when I seen Felicia. When I looked back and I recognized, hey, come here. And she was back there looking good too, you know.
So you knew when y'all were meeting, you got back together, she was an adult entertainer.
Well, she wasn't as much back then as she were when I hooked back up with her at this point.
Got it, okay.
This was like in 2017, 2018. So from that point though, when I seen her that night, she came home with me, and really basically since then, she ain't left.
So did you have an issue with the fact that she was an exotic dancer, or yes or no?
Well, it's a double-edged sword. I respect dancers, but she can't be my woman. That's not who I choose to be with, you know, to lay with.
So then why stay with her if you have that boundary? Well, that's your choice.
Let me get back to what she said again. This is her words. Okay. Her words. I'm not going nowhere. And she meant that. 5-6 years has passed by with that being her stance. I have been.
See, when she said that, I took that as she's not going anywhere with you, meaning like she's staying by your side. But you tell me what she's saying is that I'm not giving up exotic dancing.
No, she was saying she's not going nowhere. Even she gonna stay dancing, and she's still not going nowhere. She's not leaving. She's staying with me. So basically, to be honest, Karomo, she really attached herself to me.
You weren't attached back?
I was trying to shake her off. No, I don't want. I mean, because
you know,
let's be honest.
Players fall in love.
Let's be honest.
Come on,
you're right.
Now.
You're right.
Okay.
You're right. That is true. That is true. That is true. But all I'm saying is, I felt like I deserve a better woman than that.
Okay.
I don't knock her being an exotic dancer, but there's just a different caliber of woman that I would like to be with. You know, I love strippers. I go to the strip club all the time. I went to the strip club last night.
But why do you suspect she's cheating?
Man, she got a lot of MIA time. I can't even call this girl phone during the day. If I'm at work, I can't call her and say, hey, baby, how you doing? She don't ever answer. In the beginning, I used to ask her, why you didn't answer my call? It done got so bad, years ago, about 3 years ago, I stopped calling her phone. I don't even call her phone because she won't answer.
So is anyone forcing you to be in this relationship, Felicia?
She is.
How is she forcing you?
I ain't going nowhere. And she meant that.
So you think she's doing more than just dancing?
Yes, that is correct.
What do you think she's doing?
Man, I think she got Johns and tricks that she still actually turned trick.
So you think she's prostituting as well?
I would believe that, yeah. Even if she's not doing that, there's still somebody that she's showing personal attention to outside of me.
Have you confronted her about your concerns? Told her any of this?
All the time.
You have? And what did she say?
She denies it.
She says she hasn't?
Yeah.
Okay. And have you ever caught her in any lie?
Yeah, not too long ago, the other week. Matter of fact, we were sitting up doing some computer work or whatever. Phone ring. I just happened to glance at her phone. Seen a name in there. It was a guy's name. She hurried up and declined the call. I say, who was that? Oh, that was a scam, likely. I seen the name. And that exploded because once I confronted her about, hey man, I seen the guy's name in there. At first she said, she tried to lie to me, and then she eventually told me the truth, and then she said, oh, that was a trick. I didn't want to talk to a trick in front of my dude.
And what's she saying? What does she mean by a trick? Because there's different definitions of a trick.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, there's different definitions. There's a trick that you could be having sex with. There's a dude you could just be tricking off that you could be getting a little money from, but you're not giving any sex. There's different definitions. Did you ask her?
It don't matter to me, you know.
Well, we unlocked both of your phones. What will you do if we find something in hers?
I'ma definitely be mad.
Okay.
Definitely. Because she been telling me she ain't been doing nothing. You know, I don't care nothing about no other dude. And I'm like, but
will you leave her?
Yeah, I would say yeah.
Okay.
Because I'm really to a point to where it's like, I really gotta move on to better situations because this is not adding up to anything.
I understand. And will we find anything in your phone?
Nah, it ain't nothing.
Nothing in your phone. Okay. Well, everyone, I just want to make sure you know, Jacoby wants to know if Felicia's having sex with her client and if she's cheating on him. But I think it's time that we see what your girlfriend has to say about all this. So everyone, please welcome Felicia to the show.
Don't you dare talk about me like that.
Issue with the fact that she was an exotic dancer.
I respect dancers, but she can't be my woman. I deserve a better woman than that.
So you think she's doing more than just dancing?
Yes, that is correct.
What do you think she's doing?
Man, I think she got Johns and tricks that she still actually...
so you think she's prostituting as well?
I would believe that, yeah.
Don't you dare talk about me like that. You know what I was doing when I first met you. You knew this. Six years. We've been together 6 years. Come on, we've been together 6 years. Mm-hmm. This man knew that I was an adult entertainer. He knew this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. He knew that men were. He knew that men were going to be involved in my life, being an exotic dancer. Men were going to be putting money, tipping me, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And you choose to go in the club with me certain times. You know what I'm saying? When you first met me, you were involved in this too.
Were you hearing everything he said backstage?
Yeah.
Did that make you emotional?
Yes.
Okay, why?
Because you're saying that you don't want to be with me, but you're still with me. You're still with me, and if you having these thoughts about me, why would you still be with somebody that you having thoughts about?
So the fact that you said, I ain't going nowhere, and you stayed all the times I told you to go, why did you stay?
I stayed because I care about you.
What you tell me?
And even though
you are my karma. That's what you told me. You told me you are the karma for me being so promiscuous with us. No, not abusive. I was cheating on them because I always have a few women, and you know it. And but
you lied to me about it.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you did.
I brought women in your face.
Okay. You have, but you lied and said that you weren't doing anything with them, and I just heard confirmation that you cheated on me.
You knew that?
I didn't know that he was. I didn't know that he laid up with nobody.
Yes,
but he
I
did
told
tell
her.
me. He did tell me. He did tell me.
Does he always talk about you the way we heard?
Yeah.
He always talks about you like that.
It's the truth.
Just before we came to the show, he called me bitches, hoes, all that. You know what I'm saying? Before we even...
You said it's the truth. What are you saying is the truth?
Everything I say is the truth.
What's the truth?
You know that you do more than what you tell me you doing with them tricks in the club.
They're not tricks, they're customers.
You told me they were tricks. You told me the dude that called on your phone, that was a trick. Is it a trick or is it customer? Tricks and customers is the same thing.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
Let's get back to the root of it. Did I not tell you from the gate, you are not the type of woman that I want to be with? Did I not tell you that?
It's been 6 years you were together, right?
Yeah.
So why did you stay with him while he was, if he's saying this and try to put you out?
Because, Karama, I done been through a lot of situations with men where I'm just tired, you know what I'm saying? And I'm 45 years old. I don't have any kids, but I want to be happy, and I don't want to keep going looking for happiness and it's already too late. I'm 45, you know, who wants to start over? I would want to work a relationship that I have out with somebody that, okay, I know I care about, but it's toxic, but maybe somebody can help us and make it into a negative, make a negative into a positive, you know?
I got it. I got to ask you a question. Have you been cheating on him at all?
What I was doing when I first met you, you knew this. Six years, we've been together, 6 years.
Let's get back to the root of it. Did I not tell you from the gate, you are not the type of woman that I want to be with?
Why did you stay with him while he was, if he's saying this and try to put you out?
I'm 45 years old, and I don't want to keep going looking for happiness and it's already too late. But maybe somebody can help us and make a negative into a positive, you know?
I got it. I got to ask you a question. Have you been cheating on him at all?
I haven't been cheating on him, but I do have friends that do call my phone, and a lot of these are men from the club. They do say certain stuff on my phone, you know, and maybe it's up to me. A phone can tell you a lot of things, but it can't tell you the truth. If you don't have evidence.
It sounds like you're deflecting.
Yeah.
Because we haven't got the phone yet, and a phone does tell a lot.
Yeah,
the phone will tell you exactly where you at, what you're doing, what you're saying, how people are communicating.
And she got a whole lot of MIA.
And you do too.
That is the reason why I have unlocked the phones. And so we unlocked both of your phones. Will you stay if we find something in his phone?
Yeah, because I want to work this out. I'm tired of jumping from relationship to relationship. Who knows when the end is coming? You know what I'm saying? And I don't want to go into the end of my life knowing that I could have had something special with this man, even though we've been toxic all these years. Somebody can help us. I'm like this. I've been through his phone before a couple times, and I found things in there that I didn't like.
Will we find anything in your phone?
You're gonna find a whole bunch of text messages.
What do you want to happen today?
I just want to get everything out.
You want to get everything out?
Everything out.
Okay. Well, listen, Felicia wants to know if Jacoby is cheating. That's your main question, right? Mm-hmm. Well, I think it's time to unlock the phone. Jacoby will go your turn. Felicia, you want to know if Jacoby is cheating on you.
Mm-hmm.
My Unlock the Phone investigator searched through Jacoby's photos and apps, and we found nothing suspicious. Photos as well. It's like, y'all a little shocked by that. Y'all a little shocked. You're like, oh, okay. All right, Felicia, you also want to know if Jacoby was cheating. He says he is not. My Unlock the Phone investigator searched his texts and found that he is not telling the truth. We found 3 suspicious texts stating that he is single. Here, we can give you, and talking to other people. Here, you give me this. This is as of May.
That was my birthday, too.
Huh? Oh, that was your birthday.
May 23rd.
Yeah, she ran off on me.
You did, too. You ran off to go with your ex-wife to see your
my son's graduation from the Navy.
But your ex-wife know that
He's
you're
in the
with
Navy.
me. Why come I couldn't come?
But I want to know this. How do you feel about the fact that he's saying he's single?
Oh, yeah, you know.
We broke up.
We broke up. She said she was single. No, I'm not even surprised about that, because that's been an issue once before, where around Christmas time, we were at one of his friends' parties for Christmas, and his friend's wife has a homegirl that came by, and they hooked up. This lady was in my apartment. Well, you know, as he called it, it's his apartment. But when you share an apartment with somebody, it's both of y'all's.
Yeah.
Regardless if your name on it or if your name ain't on it. It's
Well,
still,
Felicia, I think it's time to get to unlocking your phone. What phone? Felicia, you want to know if Jacoby's cheating on you. My Unlock the Phone investigator searched his text and found that he is not telling the truth. We found 3 suspicious texts stating that he is single.
no, I'm not even surprised about that because that's been an issue once before.
Felicia, I think it's time to get to unlocking your phone. So you want to know if she's cheating on you? My Unlock the Phone investigator searched her DMs and found nothing suspicious at all. Jacoby, you also want to know if Felicia is having sex with her client. My Unlock the Phone investigator searched her apps and found 1 suspicious transaction for $150 from someone named.
Oh, okay.
It's not to say anything. It's not to say that you're cheating, but you want to explain?
Okay, I explain that. My car actually quit on me. And I called my dad. My dad didn't have the money. So I called him. He's a club owner. This is the man he's been suspicious about thinking that I'm sleeping with him. But it's nothing like that. This man gave me $150, which I paid him back. Which it was a loan.
Well, it don't even matter about that because we actually done already been through that anyway.
Okay.
And that transaction, I was definitely upset about, you know, for her to even call another guy, period, for money.
But you didn't have it, so.
I gave you money also. You got money from me also. You don't remember that?
It wasn't enough.
I didn't, but I gave you money also.
But it wasn't enough.
So, still though, you know, I don't like a woman that feels comfortable.
But I'm the type of person that's gonna pay anything that I have. I pay you your money back. So why wouldn't I pay nobody else back?
Which is true.
So,
which is true.
Come on now.
Jacoby, you also want to know if she's cheating, and so my Unlock the Phone investigator searched her texts, and we found 3 suspicious texts. Can we see what these text messages are? All right, hey, what you doing? You at work? Damn, you okay? You safe, baby? These are, I guess, just some of the clients that you said already that hit you up.
I mean, you know, just and sometimes I see that and I might not even respond to it.
Okay.
You know.
So I gotta also just let everyone know that the day that we unlocked your phone, it showed that there's something that had been tampered with as well on the phone. The thing for me is that unlock the phone was unimportant. And it was unimportant because y'all are already aware of what you've been doing.
Right.
For me, there's 2 bigger things that are at play here that are pretty heartbreaking for me, which is first, the way you talk to her and talk about her. And the way you say things like your own words, because I write them down, I deserve a different caliber of woman. You also said, I don't knock that type of woman, while yet you still knock her. And there's the woman that's next to you. You get emotional right now? Where you at? Here you go. This is a woman that I know you keep saying that she stuck herself to you, but you're choosing to be in this relationship as well. You're choosing, and I believe a part of you is choosing to be this because you know in your core that this is a woman that's sticking by your side. She's going to support you. She's going to take care of you. You know that she's going to do all the things you need and to be a provider for you. And yet for some reason, you are breaking her down, even though you met her in this environment. And you had the choice to say, you know what? I'm not going to date you. So why stay in something and beat her down? Why not just leave if this is not the caliber of woman for you? Why not leave her? Why not leave her? And don't give me that excuse again. She's not going nowhere.
No. Seriously, now I don't feel for that. I love this woman.
But you're talking about her in a negative way. You say things out of caliber.
I know.
She deserves an apology for that.
Wait, hold up. Seriously. I'm so sorry for all the wrong I've done to you, all the bad and negative things that I said to you. You know I love you. I can be a better man to you, and I will moving forward, and I'm sorry.
I appreciate you taking that. I appreciate you standing up. I appreciate you saying those things to her. What we've seen in her phone is she's not cheating.
Right.
And I pray that is the truth, because what I'm trying to help y'all do is get to a place where y'all can actually start building. That's what you said you want.
Yeah.
But you have to understand that she's also just a human being that at some point it's going to be tiring of someone telling me I'm not enough, I'm not of caliber. Because what you're doing is you're keeping her self-esteem low so that she won't want to leave. Because if her self-esteem was high enough, she would understand, like, hey, maybe there's somebody else that could be out there. Which brings me to you. It completely breaks my heart that you are in a space in your life where you do not realize that starting over is not a bad thing. That you don't realize that happiness doesn't have to come with all of this. And I'm not encouraging y'all to break up or anything like that. What I want you to do is, have you ever had seen any relationships that ever been healthy?
Not really growing up.
None, yeah. I know a woman right now, she is 47 years old. She was in a relationship where she never saw anything modeled that was healthy. She got out of the relationship a year and a half ago. And she has now been doing the work, doing great. And she finally got in a relationship with a man who was treating her like a queen. And she just called me and said, I thought I couldn't start over. I thought it's better to deal with what is crappy in front of me instead of going to get something better.
Right.
Can you see your future being happy? Not really. It's hard. Imagine this. If you're somewhere and you can't see the future ahead of you, it's hard to see it. Yeah. But I'm going to ask you this. If I tell you to look down, can you see the first step in front of you? Mm-hmm. Can you see the next step you're about to take?
Yeah.
You can see the next step, right? Mm-hmm. That's what I want you to remember. Is that you might not see the day when everything's going to be happy, but you can see yourself taking one step a day. Okay. Proud member of his family's gospel group from the beginning, but he feels neglected by his father and stepmother. For years of unresolved trauma, we sat down with Deshaun to help us understand this situation. Let's take a look.
I was never a fan of my dad, and I do not like my stepmom. Our relationship has never been stable. Never. Growing up, my stepmom was very nasty to me. I felt like I've always been treated differently from the rest of my siblings, 7 of them. My dad has kicked me out, called me out of my name, and his wife also told me that I was one less child to worry about, and I'm not even hers. They've created this perfect gospel-going image on social media, and I do not want to play along with it anymore. I want them to take accountability for the trauma that I've suffered.
Everyone, please welcome Deshaun to the show. So, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Hearing that, it sounds like you feel like you're the outcast in your family.
Absolutely. I just feel like the black sheep. I'm the oldest. I feel like I deserve a little bit more respect just as an adult.
When was the last time you spoke to your parents?
It's been about 3 years. I haven't spoken to them in a long time. We've ran into each other in passing, like Thanksgiving, holidays, funerals, but we just never talked. I talked to my siblings.
So what caused you to stop speaking to them?
There's been a lot of things over the years, honestly, but there was a situation that happened that had to do with some money, and them giving it back to me. I guess I wasn't communicating properly for them. And
so it was the money they gave you, I got a little confused, or money you gave them?
It was money that I gave them. I was working at the time. They got me a job. So I was living in Georgia at the time with them, working. They wanted me there. So I was trying to ensure, some kind of security in them. Like, hold my money. Let me show you I'm trying to be responsible.
Yeah.
Everything. Mm-hmm. And I guess it just backfired.
And then they did give you back your money?
They did give it back, but it took,
longer than you wanted.
Yeah.
Got it. Can you describe the relationship that you and your father have?
Pretty non-existent. He's just always really been around. I've never really talked to him much. I just know he's my dad, kind of like we talk.
Got it. I'm looking at y'all ages right here. Y'all only 15 years apart. Did he have you when he was 15?
Yeah.
Okay. Had you when he was 15. Okay, got it. You look just like your daddy.
Really?
Yeah.
People tell me that.
Okay, you say that. So what happened the night you were kicked out?
I was actually going to the movies. I was with my friend. And during the day or something happened, like we didn't see each other, so I had spoke to my siblings, my stepmom that was in the room, and my dad, I guess, felt some type of way that I didn't come speak to him. So when he came in the living room, he was just kind of like, I know he's not in my house, and ain't said nothing to me. So I was kind of like, if he was in here with everybody else, I would have, and he didn't like the comment. It wasn't really nothing major, but I guess because we don't have that kind of relationship, maybe he took offense to it.
He felt disrespectful.
Yeah. Later during that day when I was leaving, my stepmom actually texted me and she was like, you need to be home at 11 o'clock. So I was like, okay, cool. I think the movie ended like 11 on the dot. So I was rushing home. I rushed there. By the time I got to the door, it was locked. It was like 11:05.
Got it. How was your relationship growing up with your stepmother?
She's always really been kind of like mean.
How long has your stepmother been in your life?
I think they were been married since I was like maybe 2 or 3 years old.
Oh, so she's been your entire life.
Yeah.
Basically, okay. Well, listen, everyone, I'm ready to speak to Tammy. So everyone, please welcome your stepmother, Tammy, to the show. Hi, Tammy, how are you doing?
Hi, how are you?
I'm good, nice to meet you. You look lovely.
You. Thank you.
So how do you feel about what you just heard?
I'm a little hurt about some of the things that I heard. I'm really hurt because we have always been a part of Deshaun's life. Tried to be a part. But you can only be a part of somebody in life that wants you to be a part. So we can't fight. We was fighting against, him trying to be a part, but that's what it was.
Do you feel like you ever treated Deshaun differently?
I never treated Deshaun different from the other kids. Deshaun was always treated fairly.
So what happened with this money?
He went live, called me all kind of B's and this and that.
How did this dispute over money?
You follow my rules. You're in my house.
Lead to this father and son
I didn't need a reason to put you out. I could have just put you out.
not speaking to each other for 3 years.
Your father called you out of your name. What do you call you?
Stay tuned.
When was the last time you spoke to your parents?
It's been about 3 years. There's been a lot of things over the years, honestly, but there was a situation that happened that had to do with some money. And
so it was the money they gave you?
It was money that I gave them, and I guess it just backfired.
Well, listen, everyone, I'm ready to speak to Tammy. So everyone, please welcome your stepmother, Tammy, to the show.
I never treated Deshaun different from the other kids.
So what happened with this money?
Okay, the money thing. I helped Deshaun got a job. And Deshaun wanted his own apartment at the time. So I told him, I said, well, if you give me your money, I can help you save. Deshaun got up to a certain amount of money. He asked me for $300 because he wanted, I asked him questions. I said, well, what you needed $300 for? I just need it. I said, no, Deshaun. I said, this is money that you don't supposed to be touching. This is a savings. I'm trying to help you.
Yeah.
So I didn't want, it was his money. So I ended up giving him $300 out of it. And he used the money to get his friend out of jail.
That's not true. Who's my friend?
Your friend.
Who's my friend? I didn't get nobody out of jail with
That's what you told me at first. Then the last time you asked me for $500 to pay the deposit for your apartment. And I sent you that right away. And I always sent him his balance. I said, you down to $300. How the $300 came about with him, this being brought up, I was reaching out to Deshaun. Deshaun did not reach out to me. Like, I didn't hear from Deshaun. It was just nowhere to be found.
That's not true. I was calling because no one was responding. I actually couldn't get in contact with her, so I called my dad. And he kind of texted me like, yeah, you need to give me a call. Like I had his money.
So at that time, I gave him the money back. And then after I gave him the money back, here comes the live. He went live, called me all kind of B's and this and that.
I did.
Yes.
You did? Oh.
I was hurt.
Yeah.
So I text him, and I knew y'all pretty much have that text message.
Okay, so let me see this text.
She texts me.
Okay, thank you. One less child we have to worry about. That's what you text.
I text that because it came from a hurt place.
Yeah.
Right now, I regret from sending that message. And I, as a mother, apologize to you, Deshaun, for sending you that. But I was hurt.
So why go live, though?
Right.
I'm trying to get both perspectives here.
Yeah, cool. But first she blocked me. So after,
I did never block you.
Well,
never.
After the message was sent, because I responded to something else and it didn't go through. For
You
starters,
was not blocked,
okay,
Deshaun.
well, I didn't want to call her. I didn't want to call them.
Yeah, because I would never block you.
That's not true.
That is true, son.
Well, I think it's time to speak to Desmond, your father and your husband, so we can get his perspective as well. Everyone, please welcome Desmond to the show. How you doing, Desmond?
Hello.
Nice to meet you. You sharp. This looks straight out the Karama collection. Good. You're clean. So I want to ask you, how do you feel about what you just heard?
I'm shocked at a lot of it. I think that there's been a lot of miscommunication. There's been a lot of misunderstandings. And then there's some lies. I mean, some stuff I heard, I was like, whoa, I didn't know that. I never knew that Deshaun didn't like Tammy. You know, I never knew that because they talk more than he and I talk.
Well, it's not necessarily a lie. You cannot like somebody and deal with them because you deal with them.
But you dealt with her, you didn't deal with me.
But that doesn't mean I like them for real.
So you played me?
That makes sense.
That makes a lot of sense.
No,
to me. You're married to if you're married to her.
So why aren't you talking to me then?
Because you're not that. It's easier to communicate with her. We've never been able to talk for real. Miss Tammy has been the person that kind of.
That you don't like. The lady that you don't like.
Yeah, absolutely. The lady that you're married to. Make it make sense. When did I?
Anytime you needed me, you cried out to me. I was always that one that will always listen to your conversation.
See, here's the thing though. I don't like how it's being flipped.
No, we're not flipping.
No, but you're saying that I don't like you. Yeah, I don't like you, but I don't like my mama sometimes. That don't mean I don't have a relationship with her. I have a relationship with her because you're married to her. You saying that I'm
the day that missed curfew?
So the day that he missed curfew, I remember vaguely about him not saying hey to me when I heard him say that. I don't remember that too well, but I do remember saying, Deshaun, I need you in the house at this time. I think it was 11:30. When that time came, my door was locked, and I meant that. I'm not backing off on that. That's what I did.
So that's using me as an example, right?
That's not what you mean. You follow my rules. You're in my house.
Right. So I was following. What was the time that I came in the house though?
Like 11:10 or something like that.
It was 11:05.
It doesn't matter if it was 11:01. You was late.
Right. So you wanted to use me as an example. So don't say you wanted. So you wanted to do that.
So I made you stay out late.
No, I didn't.
So why did you? So why did you come in the house when you supposed to?
I was coming in the house. You didn't even check.
I wanted to put you out. I didn't need a reason to put you out. I could have put you out.
So why he waited 5 minutes and said be in the house at 11 o'clock and then it's 11 o'clock?
Why weren't you in the house at 11 o'clock?
Because I was in the car. I dropped my keys outside and I was in the car looking for my keys. It was a camera. It's a camera. Y'all have cameras. It was a camera. I was outside. I was at the house.
I felt like Deshaun, I felt like he was trying me just to see what I was going to do.
I really believe that.
That's how I.
My producer told me you said that the night y'all got into a fight, your father called you out your name. What did he call you?
Punks, bitches, hoes.
He didn't never say that now.
We got.
Hold up.
I didn't say about no
Hold
bitches.
up now.
I'm a stray dog. I'm a punk.
Regret from sending that message. And I, as a mother, apologize to you, Deshaun, for sending you that. But I was hurt.
Well, I think it's time to speak to Desmond, your father, and your husband.
There's been a lot of miscommunication. And then there's some lies. I mean, some stuff I heard, I was like, whoa, I didn't know that.
My producer told me you said that the night y'all got into a fight, your father called you out your name. What did he call you?
Punk. Yeah, I'm a stray dog. I'm a punk. This is why you don't feed the homeless. Okay, well, does it matter the insult?
No, don't get up here lying.
No, it's not a lie.
I'm admitting that you did say those.
He did say it's an insult.
I said some things.
Have you apologized for this?
We had a sit down just like this with a spiritual advisor of mine, and with tears in my eyes, I cried. I told him I was sorry, and apparently he's still holding on to it.
Have you accepted his sexuality now?
Absolutely.
Okay. Have you forgiven your father for that?
I forgive him, yeah.
Okay.
Obviously not.
No, it's obviously not. It's not obviously not. There's situations that keep happening. There are things that keep being said, and it's triggering.
So what did I say though? What did I say or do?
Well, here's the thing.
We named that one particular thing. Okay, what else did I do? Tell me.
We're talking about y'all together.
Tell me, what do we do?
We together. The money with the whole money situation. Okay. The putting me out.
That's all you got. That's all you got.
Oh, we're talking about from this time.
Two things.
Because the thing is, like, why have you never felt safe with them?
Because I don't feel like we're being very genuine. They're not the easiest people to talk to. They're not very genuine.
Let me stick with genuine. Why? What makes them not genuine?
It don't give genuine. It's just it don't give me genuine. What? I feel like my dad is more genuine, but I don't feel like Miss Tammy is genuine a lot of the times. And I feel like when she's around, he defends her, or when she says something, she defends him. So it's kind of like I don't win when I say I can't say anything because I'm not. Right, so I hold them accountable together.
What do you want to win? If you say I don't feel like I win, what do you want to win at?
Well, just a relationship, I guess. I want to win.
Relationship with who?
Both of them. I don't hate them. I know they're my parents. I don't hate them, but I'm not going to be fake with them. I'm not going to like watch what I have to say or be on eggshells or because everything that I've said, even growing up, has always been a problem. So even when I was younger, I never talked around them, and they can even say that because every time I opened my mouth, it was a problem. I was being manipulative. I was doing something. Nobody ever did anything to me. I was just going out lying to people.
So you feel like they've always never seen you for you?
Yeah, of course. Painting me to just be somebody that I'm not instead of actually getting to know for real.
Outside of them not seeing you for who you are, do you think these were good parents?
Yeah, they're better parents to my siblings.
Okay. Think better parents to your siblings.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's fair for your experience.
Yeah,
That's what you felt.
absolutely.
But do you think they're good parents?
They're good parents. Yeah,
They're good parents.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, the rejection that he has in him is not going away. And this is why he's fighting so hard against whatever image goes on social media. Whatever y'all do, where y'all are like, we're a good family, and I believe you are. So there's no doubt of that.
We are.
But he's fighting against that because he's like, y'all want to portray this, but y'all don't want to talk about how y'all rejected me and made me feel. And I'm not saying that's what it is. I'm saying these are the feelings that I'm understanding. Is that true?
That's true.
I get it. So there's work you have to do on your own.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna tell you this, because as a 22-year-old man, if your parents are telling you now that they do love you, there's gonna be a part of you that has to start to accept that love and start to see the love for what it is. Yes, y'all haven't talked for 3 years, and I know that was just another form of rejection for you because 3 years I walked away and y'all didn't come and search for me.
So, and on top of that, my mom was in prison, so I didn't have no parents.
Got it. Now we get to the core issue. This was rejection. And again, I want to make sure I'm clear. I don't think y'all are bad people at all. I can see where y'all stepped up. But your son has been drowning in a pool of rejection for a very long time. And that's where this conflict is coming from. And the minute you accept that that's where it is and say, what did I need when I felt rejected?
I still deal with rejection. I just need a sense of knowing that someone's there for me. And I'm not saying, like I said, it's not that I don't understand. It's just that I'm very, very different from my son.
Both of y'all are screaming out for the same things from each other.
Yep.
And y'all don't know how to do it. I'm gonna give y'all the first step. Turn to your son and say, son, I won't reject you anymore.
I won't reject you anymore.
Turn to your dad and say, Dad, I won't reject you.
I won't reject you.
Here you go. There you go. There. Give your son a hug right now. That's it. Work on that. Talk more vulnerable about the rejection and not these petty situations. Use that language. And I promise y'all will find some common ground and can heal. All right? I wish y'all the best of luck. All right, everyone.